Good morning, dear students. Our lecture is about the Elizabethan Age, since our course is concerned with studying the 16th century poetry, so it is necessary to present a historical background about the Elizabethan Age or England in the 16th century. So the age, is called by the name of Queen Elizabeth. And she ruled, of course, England from 1558 to 1603. Of course, she became a queen at a very difficult time because England at that time was at war with France. This is the first thing. And also the treasury was very empty. The taxes were very heavy. And also the two religious parties, the Catholic and Protestant, were at war. So the work was not available, and there was a great deal of poverty and misery for many people who were living under bad conditions. And also the thieves were everywhere. They robbed the travelers on the highways, and they terrorized the countryside, forcing most of the villagers to feed them freely. And so when she came to the throne, or when she became a queen, of course, Elizabeth took into her hand the responsibility to change England into the best. And her first great achievement was a peace with France. And she, with the help of her chief minister, Sir William Cecil, she was able to end all the troubles, not only outside, but at home as well. So from the religious aspects, she tried to keep a middle course between the two quarreling religious parties and to unify the English society within one church. This is, you can say, her first achievement. Of course, what characterized the 16th century is the Renaissance movement. In fact, we cannot look at this period as a separate historical era, because the writers had never lost touch with Latin forms. And the impact of Renaissance brought a new blood which was transfused into the land. So the so much used word Renaissance means the rebirth or revival of the classical learning concerning art, music, literature, and also it means a return to the source of knowledge, which starts the beauty that created the civilization of the classical Greek and Rome. So Renaissance is considered as an age of extraordinary change in the scientific, intellectual, and spiritual aspects of a human life. Why? Because, man began to take a great interest in himself rather than the other world. So the importance of the church as a consolation and a guidance to another world began to be doubted and debated. So the new spirit of the age is, we can say, secular, because it did not take place in churches or monasteries and universities, which were dominated by religious thoughts. But the Renaissance emphasized and also celebrated the human ability to achieve his own identity. So these new scientific and geographical discoveries contributed to the development of life of people at that time, and man began to understand the world around him. And many questions were asked about things once these things were seen or considered as taboo. She also allowed about 100,000 Protestant refugees from Holland and France to settle in England, making it a place of exchanging business and trades. She also encouraged sea voyages to find new lands, and this helped England to extend its colonization over new lands in different parts of the world. And so the poverty and misery were gradually replaced by prosperity. So we can say that the age witnessed changes not only in political and social aspects, but in literature as well. And poetry received a new life and had made outstanding progress. It received a great share in the new zeal for learning, and this resulted in outstanding achievements in the realm of lyric, of songs, blank verse, and perhaps the finest and most typical of the Renaissance poetry was the lyric in all its forms, be it a song, a madrigal, or sonnet. So the lyric was flourished at the hands of the courtly makers like Sir Thomas White, like Henry Howard, the Earl of Surrey, and in fact those two poets, they wrote sonnets, and the sonnet is a 14-line lyrical poem of fixed form and rhyme pattern, which they brought, of course, from Italy to England, and they imitated, they translated from Italian poets. And in the form of the sonnet, White mainly followed the Italian poet Petrarch, 1304 to 74, and has left us some good lyrics. So the Italian sonnet consists of 14 lines, which is rhymed as A-B-B-A, A-B-B-A. Of course, 8, and we have 2 or 3 rhymes in the last 6 lines, whereas this Shakespearean sonnet is not of this form. It rhymes as A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G. So the sonnets passed about among at that time friends and admirers, and soon it became the fashion of the age. They captured the public attention, for they put into rest in human personality, and this, of course, was the most prominent feature of the Renaissance literature. The sonnet, of course, became the most popular form of the lyrics with the Elizabethans, and in fact the Elizabethan age might be called the age of the sonnet, and this is partly or due to the love of the Elizabethans they had for the world of art, and partly because of their admiration and of their accomplishment. So the sonnet has a challenging poetic form, which is not easy to write. Actually, as the sonnet grew in number, they became sequences or cycles, and in addition to expressing love and emotions, began to sketch a fragmentary narrative of falling in love. I mean, here that most of the sonnets, they were engaged with themes of the falling of falling in love, or pursuing the beloved, or losing the beloved, finding the beloved, celebrating the beauty of the beloved. So nearly every poet in the 16th century wrote a sonnet sequence to the lady whom he loved or admired. For example, we have Sir Philip Sidney. He wrote to Penelope Diverax in Strophel and Stella. We have Edmund Spenser also to his beloved Elizabeth Boyle in Amority, and we have William Shakespeare, who wrote to his mistress, the Dark Lady. So we can say that in later English literature, the sonnet was to become form useful for expressing a variety of themes, including social criticism, liberty, alienation, and none of which were familiar to the poets in the 16th century.